you're a professional who feels like you should be earning more, you just feel like you're not earning as much as you ought to, despite all your skills and experience. In this video, I'm going to be showing you why professionals have their income capped at a certain level and what you can do about it to fix it. And for that, I'm going to be discussing 4 levels of value that we provide as people. So I want to describe exactly the 4 levels of value that we provide, even as professionals. Now, the lowest level of value is what I like to call implementation. I want to draw it like a staircase. So this is the lowest level of value called implementation. And at this level, what you basically do here is you are the person who is doing the work. And when you're doing the work, you're taking instructions from people. Yes, you may be having your own inputs, but you're the one actually doing the actual work of putting things together. It could be people who are like data entry. You could even be an analyst, right? You're the one actually doing the actual duty. And if you're not there to provide that service, right, you probably may not get paid. Problem with this is that you are actually being paid for the time that you put in to execute the work. So your pay is equal to your time. That's why sometimes you hear people say that they're paid either $50 an hour or even less because they're the ones putting in their time to actually get the work done. But I can tell you for a fact that there is another level, another layer that is higher than this one, which I like to call unification. You know, I like these 4 levels of value so much because I actually learned it from Myron Golden because it basically explains everything in detail. Now, for the unification level, you are probably like a manager, even if you're a senior manager, you know, for me in my profession, it could be an analyst, right? What you basically do here is that you're analyzing systems, you're unifying people in essence, right? You could even be the boss, right? You have other people that you're working with. You have other people that you're working with, right? You're telling them what to do. You're unifying people, you're unifying systems. And at this level, you can attest to it that the value this person provides at level 2 is definitely much more than what the person at level 1 is providing. And here, you're being paid for improving people, improving systems, improving the structure. What makes this beautiful is that at this level, you could be earning anywhere between, I mean, like anything over 100K, right? Is fair amounts for you to earn and greater, right? But those in the implementation level, they're basically, for the most part, either close to 100 or less than 100 cows. Let's just put it at 100, less than 100,000 for the most part. So you can see that the level of value provided at level 2 is greater than level 1. So this is where I find most people get stuck. Even those that do MBAs, those that do MSCs, they get stuck at this level, right? Because they're only doing what I've just described. You're being paid to improve the system. You could even be a director at this level. You could be earning 200,000 and more, but your skills are actually able to give you so much more than that. Now, let's move to the 3rd level that I like to call communication. Yes. So at this level of communication, it's actually beautiful because at this level, you're taking your own skills. You're not dependent on maybe just your job, but you're teaching what you know, either through coaching, it could be through mentorship, right? You have a structured program. You could even have digital products, like some people do have it, right? That you're using to sell your skills, your experience, and your expertise to other people. And at this level, yes, you could be earning a whole lot more because now you're thinking of how can you use your communication. This is definitely a different skill set where you're thinking and using your communication skills and moving people to buy from you. Do you know that most professionals actually have those talents and skills that they can use at this level, but they do not? They're probably still stuck at level 2, maybe because they don't know how to go about it, right? You're either being paid here for influencing people, right? You influence their thoughts, you influence their thinking, and you give them clarity. So tell me, you can better like understand now why those who have like probably digital products or things like that definitely get more money, right? Than just the regular job. Okay, now let's move to the fourth level, which is imagination, right? This is where the meat is. Even God is a creator and he imagined many things that he put in place, right? When he said that the Spirit of God hovered around the face of the waters, then he spoke, right? So, imagination at this level, you are coming up with solutions. And before you come up with solutions, what do? That means you must have figured out problems that people have and you're coming up with the right solutions to fit those problems. And at this level, I mean, there are very many facets to it, but I'm not just going to go into that level of detail. This is where you get to see people who are business owners, they are entrepreneurs, right? They're providing solutions to people's problems and they're getting paid for it. Wow, this is where it gets beautiful. So at this level, you're definitely building, right? You could be building systems, you could be building applications like apps, right? Think about, people who have built apps. Even I can use some Nigerian apps that are very popular, maybe like Paystack, for example, right? That's the typical example. So at that level, you're providing that service to people and you're coming up with solutions to their problem. You already know what the problems are. You're now imagining and creating solutions to meet that problem. Now tell me, somebody at level 4 and somebody at level 1, will they definitely be earning the same thing? Absolutely not. So what I'm here to tell you today is the fact that you can actually take what you know, what you already have it within you to, even if you're still a worker, that doesn't mean anything, to take what you have and translate it into level 3 and level 4. That's why we're having this conversation here today. But what must you shift for you to be able to do so? Because I know for a fact that there are many people who they haven't seen themselves doing more, right? Many people are they're just comfortable with maybe climbing the corporate ladder, which is perfectly okay. But you need a mindset shift, right? A mindset shift to know that you can definitely earn more. You can definitely be more. You can definitely do more. You are a problem solver. You're already solving problem for your organization. Honestly, yes, you're already solving problem for one organization. So what if you take that and start to solve problems for multiple people so that you get paid even much more? I think this is where the conversation, starts to get interesting. So the truth here is that hard work definitely is good. Everyone needs to work hard. Yes, you're respected for the work that you do, but where you create value, like I said, these are 4 levels of value. Where you create value is where you get more money. So the higher your value, let me just put that as greater than, the greater your value, the greater you earn. So how would you like this to be you? Because at the end of the day, what you get from this is more time for yourself, more freedom, yes, and fulfillment, honestly, because you're changing people's lives, not just the money, but also the fulfillment you get from it, from doing work, meaningful work for other people. So tell me today, what level are you on? Are you still hovering around level 1? Or have you found a way to move to the unification level? You're a manager or whatever the case may be. Or are you looking to, maybe even authors are in this range, right? Where they're communicating, right? Are you looking to move to level 3 or level 4? I'd like to hear from you in the comments where you are at. And if you think that you're interested in moving to level 4, right? Or level 3, I will definitely be giving you more information on what these values are and how you can actually provide that. So just follow me, right, in these conversations, and you will definitely understand how you can actually turn your value into income. So thanks for sticking with me today to understand these 4 levels of value, and we'll definitely have more conversations on this. Okay, so join me in the next session. I'll see you. Cheers. Bye.